tutorial on graphing quadratics in Geometer Sketchpad. What we want to do is we want to go up to the graph option in the menu and we'd like to choose plot new function. Not just new function because it won't plot it for us, but if we click plot new function, it'll actually allow us to type in the function and plot it. When we click that, it brings up this dialog box. What we have to do is type in our expression. Now normally our expressions look like y equals something, but we don't have to type the y equals part. We simply type the right hand side of our expression. So let's go with x squared minus 4. Here we have a quadratic, and yes, it is in graphing form, so it's nice and easy for us. It's also in standard form as well. And once we're finished typing this, we click OK. By the way, I'd just like to highlight, remember all that g at x stuff we talked about? This is f at x. So using Geometer Sketchpad, instead of saying y, you'll see it named as a function. So we'll click OK, and it'll create our graph. Notice it drew the graph and highlighted it, and it also provided us with this tagline. That tagline is the actual name of the function, and it puts it right on the pad here for us. Now suppose we want to measure some things about this function. Well, let's click on it and go to measure. Rather, let's click on it and go to construct. We'll construct a point on the function. And if we want to move this point to somewhere, we could move it up to, let's say, where it intercepts the x-axis, or one of the roots. We could create another point on the function. You don't have to go to construct, you can use the point tool. And if you highlight the function, it'll allow you to click and snap that point right on there. Now, once you choose the point tool, until you deselect it, it's still going to make points wherever you click. So we don't want to make those points, so we'll take those last two off. And I'd like to make another point just right down at the vertex. So I'll click as close as I can, and we'll see what we get. Now choosing the select tool, you'll notice my last point is still highlighted. I can now click any of these points, or all of them, and come up with their coordinates. To do that, I'll go up to Measure and Coordinates. It'll automatically fire a label on these. So that's point A, that's point B, and that's point C. So right now, point B looks to be my vertex. Point A looks to be my x coordinate of my first root. You'll notice these last numbers, the y coordinates, are pretty close to 0. If I actually take this and force it closer to 0, you'll get a closer approximation of what the root is. And I can do that with this one here too. So it looks like my roots of this function are +2 and -2. Also looks like my vertex is at 0 and -4. Now you can get more and less accurate with it by clicking on snap points when you're plotting. That's in the graph menu option, and snap points. And you can also go to edit preferences and change the units that you're going to have. If you want to change the units, you can take the precision down to units instead of hundreds of thousands, and it'll change those, and you'll see that our points will pop up a little bit more clearly. That's just a quick tutorial. Hopefully you should all be able to now graph a function in Geometer Sketchpad.